On this episode, we discuss how different players approach the off-season and why there's so many exhibitions during players' downtime. We are joined by ATP Challenger doubles champion and member of the Israel Davis Cup team, Roy Stepanov. We get into the weeds of the Pro Doubles Tour and how his nation's political conflicts affect his experience as an athlete. Enjoy.
So Jody was doing some research yesterday, checking out the competition, watching the Nothing Major podcast, and Bublik was talking about taking 24 full days off of tennis at the end of the season. And most players that I know take between 5 and 10 days off. So taking only about a week off after the season, is that over or underrated?
Only about a week?
Yeah.
I think it's maybe overrated. Like, I think sometimes can make sense to take more, no? What do you think? I feel like just 1 week, I don't know, you don't forget how to play tennis. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
and the season is so fucking long for some players. Like,
You know, Bublik said that he goes 24 days no racket, like doesn't even
Nothing.
touch a racket.
Really?
He says that he took like there have been seasons where he took smaller breaks and he
Yeah.
didn't do that well, and then when he took the 24 full days off, he started with like won a title pretty early in the season.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I don't know. Is Bublik was that on UTS or?
No, he was on Nothing
podcast?
Major.
Nothing
He was-
major. And I don't like how he started this podcast, by the way,
Why?
talking about checking out the competition, you know?
Relax, bro. It's all fun and games, bro.
No, I don't know, but Bublik like strikes me as a guy who like, I don't know, can go 24 days no racket and then just next week play a tournament.
Yeah, I think
but
it's
still ball
very-
out, you know.
It's very personality driven. I think
Yeah.
there are guys who feel like they need the reps and they
Yeah.
need the work to be ready to play. Like me, in my experience, I've been one of those guys who needs to feel like I've played a lot of tennis to be comfortable on the court. So for me, I would probably say it's underrated. I don't think I could take 24 days off and then train 10 days and then go do well.
So how long is
But also,
like,
I've been
ideal?
injured for 3 years, so I don't know. I can't even speak on this topic. I
How
haven't
much
had
of a break
regular
you think is
off-season.
ideal?
I mean, I guess depends like when you finish the season. Like we're finishing the season
In December.
middle of December, so I don't know. I think like 2 weeks like without playing. I think it's if you finish like a bit earlier, like 2 weeks no playing, you're still like doing fitness, doing other
Yeah.
things, and then you get back into it. I feel like a lot
That's normally
of top
roughly
players
what I
probably
do.
do that. No.
You keep doing fitness? Not you.
No. 2 weeks of
Don't lie, bro.
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks of nothing. 2 weeks
Don't
of-
lie, bro.
2 weeks of, I would say for sure, a week of nothing.
Doing beach sprints like the whole.
No, I do that. I do that.
Every
Yeah?
December, I get a text. Don't give me this face.
No.
This is true.
Do I not? Do I?
You go home.
My mother watches this podcast.
You go home and you don't do anything at
For
all
how long? For how long?
for like 10 days, like a long
I
time.
feel like that's a lot.
And
I feel like that's a lot.
and you say stuff like, "Ask me if I did any shoulder mobility or shoulder."
Okay.
You say stuff
But-
like that,
No,
and then
no,
you
no,
play
no,
the
no.
first week back, and your shoulder hurts every single time.
That's actually not true. I have not had shoulder pain in so long.
Something hurts you when you come back because you don't do anything.
First of all, right? My mother watches this podcast, and for people who watch this podcast, you're gonna see down below. My mother does not lie, and she's gonna say that I
not
was
coming.
at the beach 7:30 in the morning doing fitness. So don't come
The
here.
days off,
Look,
you
look.
do not take care of your body.
I'm a professional.
I thought you said you wanted us to be real on the podcast.
He's just lying. First thing he does is lie.
Green smoothie first thing, then a few sprints, then
You know what I
meditate.
mean?
Then
I'm up early before the sun comes up down at the beach doing sprints. And if the hotel people that worked at the beach could see these
Bro,
podcasts, they comment down
I'm not
below too.
saying that the last week at home before you come at the training camp, you're like, okay, let me start doing something. Let me look busy. Let me get on the beach. Let me post a story here and there. I'm working. But the rest time, I don't think you take care of the body as well as you should. And you know that.
I would say I'm getting better at it. That's what I would say.
Progress.
I feel like
That's
to
right.
start off, you can take like full off, you know, like do whatever
Mm-hmm.
vacation, like let loose maybe for like a bit, like I don't know, 5-6 days.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like almost everyone starts going back in the gym and stuff, and then you pick it up. But 2 weeks no tennis, I
Yeah.
think is like it's not crazy, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about what I did last season.
Yeah, fine.
So don't paint me as this person who just goes and eats food and drink alcohol.
I
and
probably
just don't
exaggerate a
drink.
little bit, but he
Thank you.
always tells me
Thank
that
you.
he's not taking care of his body when he's resting. And then he comes back and something is a little bit off because you didn't do the stuff that you normally should do. Is that fair?
I'm sorry, I'm not as professional as you, Justin. Is that what you want me to say?
Speaking of professionals, the guys at the top of the game, I don't understand like how they do a proper offseason. It seems like everybody right now is doing like these exhibitions, like the
Not only exhibitions, but like
Now even more, I feel
and
like.
leagues.
But
and
when
all
are
this
the
stuff.
breaks? Like when are the? Because everyone, I feel like they're already doing preseason training.
Yeah,
Like
so
when is the
Yeah,
break?
when do they rest, bro? Because I feel like Davis Cup just ended like a couple weeks ago. And now Alcaraz is in New York and then in Charlotte. And then I see people doing the Indian Premier League. I see people doing the French leagues. Like,
That looks sick, by the way. Indian
Yeah,
Premier League.
yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen it?
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
But who's playing? Like which players? I haven't seen like
I
who's on.
saw Ben Locke. Like I follow
Arthur
Ben
Ferry
Locke. Yeah,
was
Arthur
playing
Ferry
with
too.
Popana, no? Or someone like that. Somebody up there was playing.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
what I was wondering though. Like not like top 30 guys. I didn't see.
Yeah,
it.
I think
Well,
that's
Popana
Like
is-
singles. I'm saying.
Okay, singles, I don't think this year, but I think in the years past, they had some big ones where
Oh,
like
yeah?
Nadal played and all these guys played.
Yeah,
No, it looks
sick,
cool.
So
yeah.
it's kind of crazy. And then I think last year they had the ones in Saudi and stuff. So like something must be wrong with tennis that the time you're supposed to be resting, recovering, and trying to improve,
Yeah.
people are out taking bags, like chasing checks.
I have
Like,
a question though.
Something's
I
wrong
have a
with
question. Let's say the whole tour shut down for 2 months. So November, December, there's absolutely no tournaments.
that. Mhm.
How long are you taking off, and then how long are you training? Because like I feel like tennis players are just gonna get to work anyway. They're just gonna get into
Yeah,
a fucking
yeah.
like 6-week training block, 2 weeks off and a 6-week
Yeah,
training
that's
block.
like the
I don't know.
culture
you
of
think
tennis.
Six,
You don't
six
wanna fall
weeks. You
back.
think like 6 weeks?
I
straight
think people
training?
just train the whole time. They'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
now I have this huge break. I want to address.
I
Yeah,
do
but
think
it's
though.
different than it's different like training at home for 6 weeks and like having some routine, some stability, and like 6 weeks of like like traveling.
No,
It's
that
not
is
the
true.
same, right? So
That
I
is
think
true.
that
It would
is off. Like you can keep training, but you still feel like you're taking some break.
Yeah, because your home is
Like the
a
physical
routine, yeah,
output for
yeah.
me is not like the hard part, or I feel like also for players. I mean, it is the hard part, but I think like having 6 weeks at home, like with family, or 8 weeks or whatever,
Yeah.
that's
So
like
I never
big
understand
rest
that.
for the
I
mind.
never understand this. Tennis players travel 40
But-
weeks a year,
Uh-huh.
and then they go to Mauritius or Bali or
Yeah.
wherever the hell for 10 days to recover.
Didn't you say this
Yeah,
to
I
me?
was-
Stay
yeah,
home,
we-
bro.
We were talking about that.
Go
like,
kiss
the
your
other day.
mother. Go hug.
No,
hug.
if I have a week off, like the last thing I want to do is like
Go somewhere new,
go on
but-
a like vacation
I don't
destination. But
understand
I
it.
want to go home.
But that was
and,
going to
like,
be my next question is
Yeah.
like, how long, like, because I can't really train at home
Mhm.
because there's no one to train with. So, like, what do I do then? If there's 2
Yeah.
months off,
Yeah.
I go home for 2-3 weeks and then I go to Florida. So it's not,
But you kind of feel home.
I
in
kind of do,
Florida,
yeah,
right?
because
So-
I have like the training base. And I
yeah,
have my
home. I
own
think
space
like
and
not
stuff.
necessarily like where your parents live. I mean, yeah, it's ideal if it's both, but like
Yeah. It's just where you're settled.
yeah, where you feel like some routine, like you feel comfortable. I feel like for me that's the most important. Like, yeah, I don't want to fucking go to
It makes no
wherever.
sense.
You know?
That's so fun.
One-
Did you
one-
hear us talking about this or something? We literally talked about this.
No.
Like imagine playing 8 weeks and then going like, yeah, on vacation where I want to go
But
home.
it's just every time I see the off season for tennis players, I look on Instagram, some guy is in Bali or something, and it's
for
like,
who? Like which players though?
top players. Like,
But maybe it's different because like those guys have the privilege of like traveling like with a big team, sometimes with family. Like
for
they
sure.
they see like their kind of like their close knit like family much more often.
But-
So maybe that's they don't miss it as much.
But they even do their off-season training not at home. Like,
yeah,
if I'm Yannick Sinner, or I guess Alcaraz is not a good option because he does it in Spain. But Yannick Sinner is from Italy, does off-season, I think last year in a club called Arena in Alicante. For me, if I was him, I guess it's maybe the weather, because it may be cold where he's from. Never mind.
You're figuring it out.
I just answered my own question. It's weather. People are from cold places. I'm from the Bahamas, so for me, everything doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
for me, I would definitely stay home and just bring players in and just train.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry for interrupting the episode. It would mean a lot to us if you could subscribe to the channel. That's the best way to support us and help us to continue to make fun episodes with cool guests. Thanks so much and enjoy the rest of the episode. Yeah, I would too.
But it just made sense.
6
It clicked. It clicked for me.
6 week training block when the 2
I guess it just depends like how much you're I don't know, I don't want to say like struggling, but like how much you miss like the
For sure.
home environment. Like that's
Bro,
all probably.
I actually think that they need to like set a clear like off season for everyone. Like even if it's short, like set it, because for example, me, and maybe I don't know if you feel the same way. Like we had towards the middle to the second half of the season, I guess, we didn't have the best like
Yeah.
3 quarters, I guess, around the way of the season. And now we're playing 15s right at the end of the year. And me speaking like I'm a little bit exhausted,
Yeah,
mentally,
for sure.
you know. So
Yeah.
now I don't feel as prepared, but still I'm here hoping to get the result by
Yeah.
God's grace. Hopefully I get one.
So you're saying
So
it would be better if there was like a mandatory that you
yeah,
have to
just
take
lock
off?
down, you know, like just or is it do I take accountability and just be like, all right, it didn't work, I'm tired, stop, and then I'll be back earlier in January, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. On the one hand, it's like, yeah, maybe it would be good, but then on the other hand, like these tournaments maybe are a great opportunity for guys like just finished, I don't know, the semester, like to get started. You know, maybe it's not so much for the guys that are already like deep into it.
I think it's also the different cultures too, because I guess the calendars are different for some people, like
Yeah.
religions and that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
for
So like
sure,
some
yeah.
people can play over Christmas, which is
Yeah.
madness to me. Like
Yeah, I mean, you see like in the Middle East now, there's gonna be all these tournaments like in Asia too, I think.
exactly.
Yeah, so I guess it just depends, but tough. Maybe I think it's also
Or
like
just
they
shut
count
it
so
down in
many
the middle.
tournaments.
Shut it down in the middle. Shut it down in like actually early. Shut
Just
it down
have
in
the
February.
have the summer off.
February off.
From
After
February
Australian
to
Open,
December
it's
off.
cut.
Yes. Yeah. Whenever it's cold in most places, off. Lock it down, you know?
And the places that host these tournaments that are usually in the end of the year have happen to be places like the Monastirs, the Turkeys, places that have a lot of tournaments at one site, like where we are right now in Wamantla. Now, for you as a tennis player, would you say that playing at these kind of sites is over or underrated for your career? Because
You're asking me?
yeah.
Bro, for me it's crazy overrated because I can't get into like half the places like Monastir, like Egypt, Turkey, like I play for Israel flag, so all those places like are
Banned.
Monastir I can't even get
Yeah.
in, and Egypt and Turkey is like I would say not that safe, like not, you know, you're not comfortable to go there, so like I can't, for me it's like crazy overrated, but probably if you ask someone else it's
But equally,
makes sense, right?
I guess in your specific situation, luckily enough, you did pretty well in doubles pretty quick,
Yeah.
where you didn't have to go to camp out at 15s.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Hey,
it was good.
You're talking to a challenger player, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that.
Challenger. You're talking to a challenger champion, by the way.
We get to that later.
Okay.
We get to that later for sure.
Yeah. That's definitely in the
Don't worry, I have
schedule.
my notes here.
For me, I would say these places are a bit overrated. Like, I understand the economic thing is like you go to one place, there's no flights in between the weeks, and you get to stay in one place, get some routine, and you can play a lot of matches. But I think these places are easy to kind of let your motivation and good habits die if you're not strong.
I feel like I hear a lot of stories about guys they just like that they just camp there and like they just don't do anything, you know, they become like part of the furniture.
But I think you have to understand before you go in.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, this is not extremely fair for you to say right now because you've been very unlucky. Obviously, these conditions are not your favorite conditions. It's the end of the year. You have this visa thing lingering. So maybe you as a human, you're not in the best like headspace overall, you know? But like, I think if it's the middle of the year and you go into it saying, okay, boom, I'm going here for 3 to 4 weeks and I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to do all my shit and I'm going to pay attention. And I'm not going to be in the lobby playing games every night. And I'm not going to go to the beach and chill every day and whatever. Like I don't think it's overrated at all. I think it's extremely effective.
The majority of players though don't look at it as I'm going to go for 2-3 weeks and I'm going to leave. Most people are like, I'm going to go to Turkey for 6-8 weeks because that's the way you go to get points and that makes sense. And I think that's probably the wrong way to look at it. I think sometimes less is more.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the place overrated. That makes the person like the mindset wrong.
For sure. But these places normally too are often like in they're usually like out there too. They're like out there. Like you're isolated. Like you feel like you're stuck in like a I don't know.
You have to I think
like you know how deep we are? Renata Zarazua, 50 in the world from Mexico.
Yeah.
Wished me happy birthday a couple days ago, whatever. She asked me where I was. Thought I was in Mexico. She said, where? I said, Huamantla. She said, where the fuck is that? That's how deep we are. A pro player from Mexico has never even heard of this place.
I think this place is gonna
how do they have this swing? Like it's so random. Like literally,
they're gonna have a lot of these
in
next
the middle
year.
of like fields in the mountains. Like there's like a pretty good facility. Like
it is actually
the
pretty
hotel
good
is pretty nice.
They have a lot of courts. The food is decent. Like it's convenient.
But you feel stuck. You can feel stuck
You have to come
bro,
into it. Like I
bro,
agree with
yeah.
Jody. You have to come into it with the right
we
mindset.
walk every day. We walk from here to the food place and back, and then here to the tennis courts and back, and that's it.
And it's the same menu pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And you get
But if you come
all
into
inclusive,
this,
I lost weight here.
but bro, if you come into this shit,
4 entrees at
Facts.
dinner every
No,
second.
Facts.
no,
I've lost weight.
But if you come
Can't
into,
eat.
if you come into this shit hungry with the right mindset
No, for
and not
sure.
the last 2 tournaments of the year when
Yeah.
you have like this visa
Probably.
thing lingering, maybe you're coming here to crush. You know, like
For
some
sure.
guys,
Yeah.
like I don't know, let's say the Strodes, for example. They played Morelia and then these ones, and they've won a bunch of matches, singles and
Yeah.
doubles. You think they're thinking the same thing?
No, for sure not.
Brandon
For sure
Perez, you know, like there's some guys who I think these tournaments are good. You know, like they're most people I would say, you know.
Yeah.
And I probably would have enjoyed this way more if I was probably in Turkey playing on clay.
And
I was
imagine-
at sea level.
Imagine they slap
loving
down
it.
2 or 3 more courts.
Good thing. Did you should do like a training camp in Barcelona and then come here for?
But the issue was that
Was the
I
visa.
didn't know I was gonna be in Spain,
Ah,
and I didn't sign up any tournaments over there.
okay.
So if
gotcha.
I went there and signed on site, well, you don't get in.
Yeah.
And I already
Okay,
signed for this.
fair
I was supposed to be in Florida, I thought.
Yeah.
And then I got some news I couldn't be in Florida.
Okay.
So this kind of
So
just
it
was
wasn't,
sprung on
wasn't
me.
all you.
It wasn't
Fair
my
enough,
choice
okay.
to be here.
But
really.
imagine this facility. First of all, the facility already has a lot of courts. But imagine
You're
they
trying
throw
to get-
down.
You're trying to get me on my own podcast. I don't like that. He's comfortable now. Look at him. He's got his arm like this. He's chilling, bro. I don't like that, bro. Fix up.
I was saying that. Imagine that. First of all, I don't really have any issue training. Like the courts
Yeah.
are always empty, especially in the evenings. But like,
This
imagine,
is better than like Monastir because it's always
no.
packed.
But imagine they put down 2-3 more courts and then they can run a pre-qualies, and then the people who are not even getting into qualies can play their pre-qualies events. First of
For
all,
sure.
we get the balls are all used balls, but like you never have an issue getting balls. Like
I
practice
love that.
balls.
I don't have to give a deposit.
Well,
anything.
especially
Oh
here,
my
I feel like
goodness.
the altitude balls they're the same when they're new and old. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
And also,
Yeah, I
we're
couldn't
here.
tell
What are we
different.
gonna do with the balls?
yeah.
Are we stealing them to take
Yeah,
them
yeah.
home? We're not doing that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty good idea. I would say.
Very good setup, to be honest.
I think
Yeah.
like one thing that I don't know, it was brought up like a few days ago. I was talking to someone about this, and I think like people can get also sucked into like being very comfortable in a location. Like let's say you
Exactly.
play amazing in Sharm,
Mhm.
and you just like you want to go there and farm points all the time, but like does that like progress you like as a tennis player? You know,
Mhm.
because the goal is not to win in Sharm all the time. I mean, you know, yeah, it's good points and stuff, but hopefully you want to go up, play bigger tournaments. So like some point you're gonna have to leave Sharm. I would say. Looking straight at
Graduate.
Jody.
You did that in Sharm. You did that in Jamaica a little bit. Like you did well in Jamaica when they had a few in a row.
Yeah.
But you did win at a standalone in Madrid. So put some
Yeah.
respect on his name too.
No,
The
no,
guy
no. It
was-
was not. But there's
Please.
guys like you literally see their name in Antalya like
Yeah.
53 weeks a year.
Yeah.
You know, they just play only there.
Yeah, for
So-
sure.
I mean, it is smart if I was starting over and I had the right mindset and I was 0 in the rankings and
Yeah.
I go to these places, I think it's a good place to go.
For
Like
sure.
I think
Draws can open up a lot of
I
times.
like Egypt. I like the conditions there in Egypt. Like even Tunisia, like I just think that when I went there this year, I actually wasn't that bad. But the first time I really hated it. But like that was just me being soft because it's actually convenient
And if
there
you think
too.
about it, how I was saying it's overrated and whatever, you have a lot of guys who are down after a week or two of being here. So maybe guys who you might not beat in other conditions
Yeah,
might be
they're
more
down in
vulnerable
these
in these
conditions.
in these conditions.
For sure.
So
you have to
it's
be,
actually
like-
underrated, bro. These places are where you have to go if you want to be. Spin the whole
Convince yourself.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
But there was the one guy, Medeiros, I think, the Swedish guy.
Yes, bro. He won.
He won
every
11
week.
in Antalya.
Yeah.
He basically went from futures to qualies of US Open.
Yeah.
Like he skipped Challenger tour.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, not bad.
So for those of you who don't know, Mr. Stepanov here to my left is a great doubles player. He's been on the tour a very short time, has been inside top 300. So we know a thing or two about climbing the rankings. Talk to me about is having one partner consistently over or underrated for doubles players. Because I've seen my friend here fighting this year, like
Yeah.
in DMs, crazy, like
Yeah.
fighting.
It's crazy. Like you DM more guys and girls.
Bro,
It's
I
like-
fucking DM'd this guy for 6 months like this
I
year. They
think, like,
still
it's-
wouldn't play
I
with
think
me.
it's
And when you
cra-
did get him, you guys lost first round in
Yes,
the 15th.
we got absolutely smacked.
Bad.
Yeah. I think it's like crazy underrated. I actually feel like everyone that like kind of starts doubles, like
Mhm.
let's say you get out of college, everyone like starts looking for the best partner in the beginning, and maybe you do, and you know you get this guy for this future, this guy for this future, and you just like you want to constantly get the best partner. But now I feel like I realize that if you can just team up with someone and kind of try to build your game together, which I haven't done. Like, it's like I'm talking to myself also. It's like I feel like it's so much more beneficial, and you can actually build a schedule together. Like, you can find your plays. Like, you can get used to things. You don't have that stress of like DMing 1,000 guys, you know, like, hey, you want to play this week? All of a sudden one guy tanks, you know. It's just like, I think it's crazy underrated, and I feel like everyone just has to go through that, trying to reach for the best guy, and we all play like this game of musical chairs where we're like, oh yeah, but maybe Roy's this shot is not that good, so I don't know if I want to play with him, you know, like set.
But it starts with like just getting in, because then you first do it for the ranking to get into the futures.
Yeah, in the beginning,
and then you do that when you're in futures to get into the challenges, and I'm sure it's the same shit when you're trying to get into the ATPs. So like you just kind of hope that you get someone who takes a chance with you. And then you can win some matches, and then people see you differently. They see you as that level, and then you can sign the same person.
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely that part of it, like especially when you're trying to go from like in the beginning from futures to challengers, like when you're trying to sneak into Charlie, so you want to get someone with a higher ranking. But I don't know. I don't want to say that's not the play. Like obviously it is the play, and a lot of guys have done super well doing that. Like you just need one really good week, and you're basically in challengers all the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like long term, like it's not the play, because you can waste so many weeks. Like I have this year, like I don't know your full schedule, but like you can waste so many weeks.
You
like
don't? I was messaging you every week to play doubles.
You play with a guy, like you don't even, it takes like a set to figure out what you guys are doing on court, and then bang, week gone, you know?
We had this conversation in the car on the way here. Can you tell, I guess, the people watching your experience from Jebens, like Henrik Jebens? I guess you can say who he is and what his advice to you was.
My first, like, it was like my third tournament. I went to Europe. This was so not last summer, the summer before. I went to Europe, and the guy that I was playing with, my friend, he knew Hendrik Jebens and Fabian Faller. They were playing together at the time, 2 German guys. Really nice guys, like super guys. Fabian also actually like was helping me out for a while thereafter, like a bit of coaching and stuff. But Hendrik now is, I think, top 50. Like they made quarters of Wimbledon. I think they made a final of or maybe won a 500. I'm not sure. But the one thing that he told me right away, he told me like, yeah, you got to find a guy that is like in the same mindset as you, wants to work, that you guys are compatible with, and you have to like really give it a solid shot. Like even 4 weeks is nothing, you know, because sometimes you can, you know, you're figuring it out, and then maybe by the 5th, 6th week, that's when you go. But I feel like everyone just doesn't want to waste those weeks, you know, like you have one bad week. We had in Romania, for example, just came off Davis Cup. Like I was kind of down. We lost, like I lost my match, but we won. And I was kind of down. Like you didn't have the best 2 weeks before. We play 1 week together.
It's not really a team player, huh?
And
what
then,
do you mean I lost my match for week 1 and I was
No, he was talking about Davis Cup
match in Davis Cup, and we were serving for both sets and we lost. So I was like, you know, I was like a bit down, as you would be, I think.
But the team won.
So it was fine. But like still, I was a bit, you know, like a bit down.
He doesn't get team sports.
I lost when we won.
No, I mean, now I feel the sweat. You know it's like 5 degrees in the room, 5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah,
Do you have any towels here? No conditions in futures, no towels. No, but then we lose like quick 1 and 2 or whatever, and you just like, don't want to play with this guy again or whatever, or like it's not gonna work. Whereas like that's not the case. So back to your question before you guys started roasting me. Hendrik was saying like, you gotta find the guy, like really connect with them and try to make a real team, because at the end dubs is like a team, you know. It's hard to just go 2 players and do really well. You see all the guys at the top, they're set teams, right? So
that's like singles too, though. It's like if you decide to play a certain style of tennis, let's say, I don't know, I decided to dictate with my phone from the inside out corner, but it's something that I'm just starting to do. I have to give myself 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tournaments before I decide this isn't the right way for me to play. Because I think sometimes...
Because there's so many things out of your control.
100%.
You have the conditions, you have the schedule, you have the draw. Like maybe you have 3, 4 shit draws or something.
For sure.
And then you're blaming yourself when you play 90% of the draw and you probably have a better result. Like
comfortability as well. I feel like like you were saying earlier about having a better partner in terms of ranking or reputation or whatever, but it must be more calming in a big moment to know exactly what your partner's weakness is and what his strengths are.
Yeah, 100%.
So you know what to do.
For
As
sure,
opposed
yeah.
to like you're playing with a guy who maybe have like a really high singles ranking or whatever. So you feel like maybe I need to defer to this guy and the dynamics are off because his ego is probably bigger than yours. And it's probably like a lot of weird things double players have to deal with that I don't think about. Like it must be so...
Yeah,
You
even
know,
like
I
in the
know.
beginning when you just step on court with someone, like even if you're friends, like it's just like a bit not awkward, but you know, I feel like it's a bit weird. You don't have the dynamic yet. Like,
bro, you know, I was watching Carmelo Anthony has a podcast, right? And he had on Iman Shumpert, and they were talking about like how they used to practice and how Shumpert didn't give a shit who he was practicing with. He's just gonna go and like fight. You know, he doesn't care. And they lose respect for guys who practice and they kind of don't really give the best effort. You know, whatever. So that reminded me. I don't know. This was like a week or two ago. So he's kind of laughing because
where is this going?
this is going at our practice yesterday. Like, oh, was it yesterday?
Yeah,
You and I practiced yesterday, bro. Screaming our lungs out, like at each
Guys
other.
poking their heads from the bathrooms, like
Like,
watching
what's
the
going
practice.
on?
Yeah, we're way down, and people here are watching us practice because we're like screaming, getting in each other's face. He doesn't fucking want it. Like screaming, like I'm like taking my shirt off, throwing my
playing
shirt.
cross court first volley game.
But I would say like
Were
we
you guys playing
practice.
for something like playing butts up or playing for
No,
sprint?
just for
pride.
fucking honor. Like,
Yeah,
I love that.
if you lose, you get screamed
love
at.
that.
And
exactly.
love that.
And the thing is we practiced so many times before.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys have seen how I was here. I've been very, very casual, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was that got me back
Paddle.
into the fight. I think it is paddle, but like, bro, I don't think I've ever practiced with that intensity in my life.
Yeah.
Like, and it felt like we shout at each other and then we sit at the changeover and we're laughing. What the fuck are we doing? You know? We're laughing, and then
When these places are overrated.
And then
you
when
come here, you lose your mind.
bro, and then the break is done.
Under.
And the break is done, and then we stand up and we hate each other again. You know, like talking the most shit ever. But and then people are coming at the fence watching. Stefan left here, left the
his
room to come watch us. Like that's what was going
Really?
on. Yeah. And then Henry Barrett, we're like 20 minutes in, and he comes and he goes like, "Hey, would you guys mind? Would you guys like to play a practice set against me and my partner right now?" And me and him
Bro,
were like,
I was so locked. Like I'm on the other side of the court. Like the first thing that I was so competitive. Like I was mad at Jody in that moment. I literally almost barked at Henry. I was like, no, like no.
and then he like snapped out there for a second. And he said, "Yeah, we'll play." Then on the next changeover, we sat down. They're like, they don't know what they just fucking walked into.
And we played the set, just fucking chest pumping in practice 15K a month. Like.
I guess the whole point of this was like, do you think that's how the top guys look at the training sessions? Like they go at each other and practice and like compete? Like wasn't that you who was talking about?
I don't know.
Like,
I think it's probably like very, very personal. Like for me, it's fun. Like I think that you need some of that. Like maybe not every single time, because like
maybe not that loud.
I would literally start hating like my, you know. Like,
I don't think we do that at a challenger or like at a place
no,
where there's
why
like
not?
cameras and people watching. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean maybe not indoors. Yeah, indoors guys are playing and we're just screaming. But I think I mean
I think if there were
I think it's
matches on,
definitely a
we're
good
not doing
mix.
that. If
No,
there were
no,
matches
no.
being played, we're not doing it.
No,
Bro,
no.
like we're screaming as loud as we possibly can.
I didn't hear a word.
It's crazy.
I think it is fun, like to really compete though. Like in the practice, like it kind of brings like a different vibe, because you can go through the week and you're just like going through the motions, especially like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, and then all of a sudden you just start fighting with a guy and you're like, oh yeah.
I think Justin's right. I think paddle did do it.
You think paddle brought the competitive spirit for you?
Absolutely.
Bro, I was so mad after paddle, for real. Like I was so much more mad than after losing a tennis match.
Bro, my whoop shows that I work harder. It's more strain in paddle than it is in tennis. In my matches too.
Yeah, you looked gassed out.
That's an issue.
And I still lost, so yeah, fuck.
Bro, do you find, at least in my life, I found when I get super intense like that, I can get way more pissed in practice than in the actual match. Do you have that or no? Or
We're not
or do you- or do
we're
you
not
lose it?
doing what we just did. Like you don't understand what was going on there. You really don't.
That's what I'm saying. I can
Like,
get
I think-
beside myself in practice, but I would never really do that in the match. I feel like I'm able to keep things more under.
I mean, I think we can get fired up, but like, it was little shit. Like when we started the set, it was deuce in the second game. I hit a backhand inside out cross, and we both like, you know the video of Kiro sprinting to the changeover, like sprinting to. We did that. We were like, we screamed both
in a practice set.
at 2-1. At 2-1 in the practice set.
But
I think it's
We were
time to go
barking,
home,
bro. I
brother.
was
Hey,
barking.
24 days off.
But it was like I actually had so much fun, like
Yeah.
so much fun, and I think I
For sure.
lost. Didn't I lose like 6-2
Yeah, you
or
got smoked, yeah.
something? I got killed, but
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
relax before we practice tomorrow after my match.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's fuck, I don't know. I forgot your question. Sorry.
All right, we can move
Overrated.
on.
Yeah.
Screaming
I
overrated.
want to know though, like when you're feeling insecure about your own game
Okay,
as a doubles player,
never. No, just kidding. Sorry.
like how easy or how hard is it for you to, let's say, hide that for your partner? Or are you confiding in your partner that you're not feeling well, like during a match?
If you know someone well.
Another thing, yeah, depends like exactly like on if you have a set partner. Like, for example, I feel like I've played a lot with Tennyson, like, and we get along super well. I feel like we also play well together. Like, we know each other well, and like we know what the other guy's gonna do and stuff. And like, for example, with him, like, yeah, we had a match, and I told him like, yeah, I'm feeling like a bit tight to start the third, like to serve. Like, do you want to serve? And yeah, it was all good. But I feel like if I don't know a guy, I'm probably not gonna tell him like I'm feeling a bit tight, especially
like
if it's
Deuce
a Dutch
points
guy,
too.
you know.
Deuce
Yeah.
points too, who's taking the return.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So how do you break this ice? Like at what point are you comfortable with Tennyson? Is it just you play a few matches and
But you have to
I think you
understand
need-
the
you need to
situation,
build
bro.
it.
Like if you know, like let's say, I don't know, like I played 1 week with Hovey, who's a doubles player, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier, like strategizing or like confiding in that. But like let's say the next week I played with Ethan, and then the next week I play with Gertz, who they also have singles matches going on. They have their own life going on, and it was just kind of an agreement that we're gonna play 1 week together. Then maybe you don't go into detail, you know, like maybe it's just like you try and put on a brave face and hope they play with you again. You know what I mean?
do you find that singles players get annoyed? Like sometimes I feel like doubles players, they have all these formations and they want to move all the time and they want to do this and that. And for me, sometimes it's like,
I don't think so.
you never find that a guy's like, man, like let's just play straight up. Like let's just.
I don't know. I feel
No.
like depends on the guy. Not really.
No.
I also feel like a lot of American guys like they have played a lot of
College,
dubs,
yeah.
so it's like.
And I think the singles players, when they agree to play the doubles guy, they understand this the
What
person's
they're
life.
walking into. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what they're walking into, but they
happened
understand
to me
that.
1 week this year though.
What?
Talk to me.
Full tank.
Oh, really?
Can I?
You can say it, yeah.
You
What do you
think?
mean?
I'm not saying that. You're saying Go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
mean, it was like this year, like we played a match. I mean, I
Who's we?
didn't know the guy. me and my dubs partner.
Okay.
We played a match. Like I didn't know him before. Like another like silly thing by me. Like I just was looking at the list. I was like, oh yeah, I should probably play this tournament. I messaged him. Like we agreed to play. We practiced once before. Like I don't know him at all. Like so you're trying to build like some rapport, but like maybe the guy like doesn't even care, you know, like it's like it's just like, okay, I'll play dubs, I'll take the $200 whatever, that's it. But yeah, like we go on court like full tank. Like,
But I think most
It
guys,
has to
Like,
be so awkward. You
literally-
sit next to each other for the minute changeover.
Bro,
What is the vibe?
full tank.
Are you like
never?
bro, come on, let's.
Yeah, it's like in the beginning, but I was playing good too. Like I feel like I was playing good. You know, it was like this guy's just full tanking, but never happened to me. Just happened
that's
to me
a-
one time.
I was gonna say that if the singles players play bad, it's because they understand the pressure of how important it is for the other person.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say you're a good singles player, you don't really care about doubles. You may go out there if you're playing with your friend who also doesn't care. You go out, you're very loose, and you can just clean serves and forehands or something.
Yeah.
But then now you're playing with someone who it really matters. The result really matters, and you want to be good for them. And then maybe you feel pressure. That's happened to me several times this
you
year.
think?
For sure, it happened to me with my good friend Clement Shadek. You remember that? And then
Look at both cameras.
Clement Shadek. Yeah.
Pick it up.
He told me not seriously, but like he definitely feels that way. Like when he
okay.
plays with his friends and he wants to do well for his friends,
Right,
and
right,
then
yeah.
it all of a sudden it means a lot more, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to win in general, but like also for his friends, you know. And it happened to me other times as well. So like, I think the singles players, a lot of them, they understand the situation. They're not like, oh, this guy's trying too much. Like, no, he just wants to win.
Yeah,
you know.
sure, yeah, fair enough.
And at every level, I do feel like there's people make jokes or they're dubs guys or whatever. Do you feel that heavily at challenges or
No.
not really? Everybody just doing their own thing and it's
I think
all
it
respect.
happens a little bit, but like, there's
I mean, I
so
think
many
I
doubles
know
teams.
it's there, but it's just like, I mean, personally, like I don't I feel like I actually have heard like a lot of different stories and guys. I haven't heard it like directly to me, but recently, I just don't want to say names, but like recently someone was talking about, yeah, like if you're playing dubs and you're not top 100 in like 1.5 years, and like what are you doing, like, you know, whatever. But
That's a pretty rough.
Yeah, that's
You have to win so much tournaments to get top 100 in doubles. You have to win so many tournaments.
Tough, huh? But like, yeah, it was like a good singles player. But for me, it's like, I mean, if someone like looks down on you because you play doubles or whatever, like I think like it just like says more about that person, you know. Like it's like, okay, you play singles crazy well, you're a really good player, but like all you're good at is like playing tennis, you know. It's not like you're not.
It doesn't change you as a person.
Mother Teresa person, like, you know. It's, I don't have like crazy respect for guys, you know, just because
hit the ball well.
Just because, unbelievable backhand. Like for me, see the balance. No, but for me, it's like, if the guy's like also pretty good? Also a good, my one-hander. I feel like, so I don't care. Like if a guy's like, thinks like, oh, look at these double scrubs, like I don't care. It says more about them, I think.
But I guess the tournaments that I've played this year, maybe not Bogota because I didn't know a lot of the players, but then we played almost all the indoor ones together. Mm-hmm. So many doubles teams, like so many like doubles players.
That's true.
Like I would say at least 10, 11 of the 16 teams. 16 teams? Yeah, 10, 11, 12, 16 teams are all doubles guys. So like who they're talking shit about each other? Like I don't know.
No, I mean maybe like I think you mean the singles.
The singles
guys.
players,
Yeah. Probably. And I mean, and
I will say,
I will be honest, it's harder to make it in singles. Obviously, if we could be singles players, we'd be singles players, right?
Most of us, I think.
But
so.
still, like,
and I think going back to your other question about like the formations and shit, like I think part of it is tactic, but also it's like it's ability and it's like hiding holes and like trying to play to your strengths. Whereas like if I'm a good singles player and I have an unreal forehand, unreal backhand, I don't need to serve ball. I can just stay back and just pop every single ball. It's
life
like,
becomes simple. Yeah.
Do what you want up there. I'm just cracking the ball from the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the formations come in. It's like if I'm serving and I don't want to hit a forehand, I'm doing a formation where my net guy is going to the right, so I'm in this side all day. You know,
I haven't felt like I feel like guys who agree to play doubles, for the most part, 90% of the time, like they also want to play, so they're not gonna be the guy or like they don't even look like when you give them the sign. They're just like
I will say though, like my first time being at around doubles at the Challenger was Monterey, maybe 2 years ago. We went. And you do see like a few more like goofy characters that play doubles, like guys wearing like the long socks, so looking like not that athletic.
Yeah.
But I had respect for them right away because they put so many hours on the court. Like singles players come, hit a few balls, play a few points, and like that's it. They just play their matches and they're good. But I saw the doubles guys, bro, like they're in preseason. Every day they're putting in like 2-3 hours of volley work. Helping each other too, like very communal.
Yeah.
It feels like a community, the doubles guys. I don't know. That you have that feeling or no?
Relatively, yeah.
Someone told me like that they think like doubles guys are like just overall like nicer. Like because it was a singles guy.
Are they nice or are they humbled?
I think maybe humble, and maybe they're trying to like constantly
Not
play
humble.
that sales. Humble.
Humbled.
They're trying to play that sales game of like maybe I'll be able to play with that guy one day. Like, let me be nice.
Nice
so I can play with that
no,
guy.
for sure. But I think like going back to what you just said, it's like it's already less physical, so guys can spend more hours on the court. But also some very specific things, it's time consuming to improve it. Like some of the net volleys is not that natural. Some of the returns is not that natural because it has to be so accurate, so precise. And you're doing things that you don't ever practice when you've been playing singles all your life. Like you're not practicing hitting return lobs, or you're not practicing like on the do side, inside out backhand, on the outside, inside out forehand. You know, you're for the most part, you're taught like to return deep middle on a first serve, just make the opponent play, and then second serve maybe you can take a little bit more risk, but you're not trying to get it into this specific little area. You're not lobbing, and you're not like going right up to the net and reacting volleys and that sort of stuff. So I think that's why the doubles players spend more time on the court. And then also it's like, I didn't realize this, but guys would play full sets and full matches before their match. Like, do you remember in Charlottesville?
I don't think it's that common though. Like, I saw that this year is the first time I saw people playing like a lot of like that. It happens often, but I feel like that doesn't.
Do you believe?
Too much.
What's the best preparation for you? Let's say you have you and your partner, set partner for weeks. Like you're playing several weeks with the same
Yeah,
partner. You get to a tournament. Is your ideal preparation to play a lot of sets and points against other people, or 2 up, 2 back, or feeds, like situational feeds and stuff? Because I've heard from the 5 weeks that I've been at these last challenges different theories. So I'm curious what you think.
Like what you mean? The
Your
days
best
leading up.
yeah,
days
leading up to the tournament.
I think it's like, I think it has to be a big mix of everything. But I feel like once you're set with a guy and you're going through weeks and weeks and weeks together, you kind of like from the week before, you kind of know what needs to, what needs to be worked on. So you're.
What's going on here? What's this about? This is madness, by the way. The man just left and got distracted.
I don't know.
Keep talking.
Fucked up the whole flow of the whole flow of the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, because I just think like, you have something that didn't work the week before, and maybe you're spending way more time on that. Like for example, I played this summer. I played with a Brazilian guy, and we were doing well together. And then we had 1 week where like one specific area didn't work, and we're like literally an hour feeding each other swing volleys because like guys just like loved us to death. And so that you're working on that all of a sudden, and like that week, that preparation is like maybe less sets, less 2 up to back.
I think it's so easy when you have that person that that they don't have other matches and they don't have other obligations, where you can be like, yo, we're gonna just go and address this. Address the shit out of this this week. I can't wait for love next week.
12 hours this week, we're gonna do the one thing.
Yeah.
I have one more doubles question.
One more.
So there's
I wish I knew the
these theories about how to play when you're close to the net.
Okay.
So like me as a volleyer, is if people listening, like regular like continental grip, I volley like this and like this, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean, like this and this, for a Spotify listener?
Spotify listener, you grab the handshake grip and you just rotate a little bit to the left
and just cut
through the ball and to the right.
When you're like what, service partner?
Yeah, you're at the net already.
Okay.
I'm taking normal looking volleys.
Yeah.
But I've heard this strategy of holding the Eastern forehand
I've
grip.
seen those videos.
And people volleying like a windshield wiper.
Let me just say.
But what do you mean hurt? It's just one Instagram account like that.
I don't know, but our coach had Jody try it a few times in practice.
Gen Z doubles.
account. Yeah, talk to me about that.
I played a team doing that.
Yeah.
Do not hit the ball to them.
Really?
Yes.
Look.
Do not hit the ball to them.
Everything?
Yes, not cleaning.
Like what, British guys or who?
Yeah, British guys. It was last year in Sharm. It was, I can't remember these guys' names, but like, I want to say they either had a couple of points or they were unranked or something. They weren't like highly ranked.
Yeah.
Do not hit the ball to them.
Really?
If you hit the ball to them, they're this much to the net right here.
Thick in the net.
And they're windscreen wiping you, and the ball is just angling one bounce to the side of the court. Like,
you think it's more this, or do you think it's more the fact that they're already D on net?
No, I think it's that. And it was such an unnatural. When I tried it in training,
it has to be a combination of both. Because if you're doing this from the
close.
service box, you're hitting the ball at the bottom of the net.
But
you
I
have to
think
be close.
what's making you feel that like don't hit to them?
The combo.
Because if I hit to them, the ball is off the court.
But what about a guy who volleys normal, who can put away volleys well and is on the net?
Because I feel like sometimes if I like someone who has this grip that just
like you might catch him here.
You catch them like right hip or something, and then they can't get out the way. And then these guys are just there. And it's like the ball is just off every time.
Bro, the first
and Josh, when I was playing him, Josh is like, his ego is telling him like, no, they're gonna miss one, And Josh is popping the ball to them. I'm saying, Josh, lob the ball or hit it to the other side. Do not, because I guess with those guys, if they practice that so much, maybe their normal volleys are not as great. In theory, so then if you give them first volleys, maybe they're not going to be as good. But if you give these Gen Z guys, a volley on top of the net, really? The point is over. I'm telling you.
I haven't tried, but when I saw it, I mean, it looks quirky for sure. Maybe it works. I haven't tried. Like,
would you have enough confidence to be that guy? Like, because you don't really see that at the high levels. Like what?
To go ahead and do it if I feel like that I'm doing damage with it.
No shame in your game.
I'm gonna go like this with the.
Do it.
If I'm winning points,
the two-hand grip.
I'll actually try. Yeah.
Try it in the
offseason.
Gen
Z, I'm gonna try. Try the method.
You should. Like
the first time I tried it, like you see the video and you're like, what?
No, I tried it too, and it's like. You have so much confidence when you're holding the racket like a normal person because you have the feel of it. But then when you suddenly turn your hand this way, I feel so unsafe. I feel like I could miss, and if I miss, the ball is hitting me.
You feel like really? I feel like you'd be like.
You think it'd just
I
be
feel
easy?
like I just don't know where to direct it. Like, you know,
Bro, once you get that shit, like the ball's gonna touch the
You think
racket
that's
and
the
just
secret?
go. That is
You
the
think that's
secret, dog. I
Yeah,
promise
that's
you,
how
that's
I'm
the
finishing
secret.
top 20.
But then if you hit a lob, then they're
You
so
heard it
close to
here.
the net. You put up a lob, and then
Yeah.
now the next week they're hand feeding lobs with each other. You know?
Swing ballers right now.
Yes.
You ever said you're good friends with Tennyson and Whiting?
Yeah.
Play with the two handles.
Yeah. Crazy.
They know people find that weird, right? They
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it.
yeah.
What is their thought about their philosophy and like people looking at them like they're crazy?
This guy's returns are cracked.
do they care? As what?
Cracked?
What is
Unreal.
that?
Very good. He's a shit out of every return.
Cracked.
Tennyson.
Never heard of
Cracked
Yeah,
returns.
when he catches another good.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Do they care at all? Do people think that they're weird and crazy, or they don't? They just
Yeah, I mean, I think they know that people see it as weird. Bro, when we were traveling together, like last summer, everywhere you go, people are coming up.
And
Like,
not me. It's not weird to me.
Everyone's. I love you. Like people are coming up to him like all the time. Like, can I hold it? Players are like, can I hold it? Can I?
Pause. Big pause. Yeah. Full stop. Yeah. Start over.
What's the size of the group?
That's crazy.
No, but yeah, like people are asking for photographs, like autographs. Like, man, yeah, it's like I think they know it's weird. His dad got him started with it. Like his coach is Brian Badstone, who was top 100 in dubs, the guy with the volleyball serve. Like it's an absolute rocket. Like you
I played him this
if he
year.
puts that in and nothing. Pause. Yeah, sorry.
What are you doing, bro?
What's going on here?
It's the altitude. I think they know it's weird, but also I think Tennyson's like the type of guy that he doesn't mind to be weird. Like he's not like a self-conscious guy, and I think that works well for it, you know.
Gen Z.
But he does do that a little bit. He can hold it like so.
Driving a car.
I don't know if you can see, but it's like this, and then it's a really long racket, it's 29-inch, and then he also has like the handle in the middle, so he does volley a little bit like with the racket facing
like
forward
straight.
sometimes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
off of doubles now.
Finally. Now that people are tuning in, finally. All right, yeah, you can start watching it.
Welcome to the podcast.
Retention is way up right now.
Yo, on every video we have like the retention spike. This is gonna spike the shit out of the retention.
It's about to go crazy right now. Hey guys, quick break. Justin here from the Changeover. Gonna talk about Pro Stringer. It's a great machine that I use, Jody uses, and a lot of other pros use as well. You can use it at home, on the road, really anywhere there's a tabletop surface. It takes me about 25-30 minutes to string a racket on this machine. It is easy to travel with, fits in carry-on, suitcase, tennis bag, no issues at TSA. It's a big money saver, and you can save even more when you use our code CHANGEOVER to get $100 off the machine. Back to the episode.
Yeah.
I fancy myself a manly man, right? But
Where are you going
in
with this?
recent
Where is
years,
this
Where are you going with this?
I find myself sitting to pee, like sitting down
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
a piss.
yeah.
And I wanted to ask you if you think that standing to pee is underrated. Like
Overrated.
so overrated, right?
Are you like setting me up? Like is this like
No.
a lie?
This
is it.
Every morning I wake up.
Thanks for tuning in.
Every morning I wake up, bro, and I just sit in the toilet and piss.
100%.
And it's
agreement.
bliss.
Yeah,
Like
standing up so overrated.
having to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and have to like
Big
aim
overrated.
and like pull the thing up and
Not even in the morning, bro. Like sometimes I just want to take like a quick break
Anytime.
from life, you know? Like,
anytime of the day.
quick break, like check the phone.
Me if it's early in the morning,
Put the
eyes
chest on.
are still closed in the morning on the toilet.
Yeah, bro. Like I think as men we have to cut this stuff out. The urinals and the thing, bro. Like
No.
Sit.
No,
Do that in
urinals
public
is fine, I
sometimes
think.
it's crazy. You can't
You're
just be
actually
putting
right,
you
you're
can't
right,
just be
you're
doing it
right.
whatever.
But
I overstepped.
Yeah.
It was too far.
I overshared.
It was too far.
We're gonna cut this.
But I definitely think that in the comfort of your own home or hotel room,
Yeah.
don't be ashamed. Just sit, bro. Like
I agree.
life.
Can I ask you a question?
Talk to me.
Where did this come from? Is this some dilemma you're battling?
Why did
internally?
you bring this like for me?
That's what I'm
Is this
saying.
specifically for me?
It's
Do I
for,
look like
it's
a
for
guy who-
us
oh, okay.
because you and I spoke about that this week.
No. I've been saying
last
this
week.
for years, by the way.
Yeah. But
I
I
agree.
was sitting down taking a piss and I was like, man, we should talk about this. Like it's real. Like
Yeah,
you can
this is
we
an
can
important
relate to
question.
this. I think this is serious stuff.
Guys, let us know in the comments down below what you think about this.
Do you
topic.
sit to piss as a man or no?
Yeah,
And-
and
and if-
anyone that says no,
Is a liar.
yeah, is lying at least a little bit. Maybe people do it like on different levels, you know, but everyone's sitting a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro,
Quick break.
I think tennis needs new rules when it comes to code violations. Like In basketball, there's a foul, there's technical fouls, there's a flagrant foul, and they have different punishments. Like in tennis, if I throw my racket, I get the same warning as if I break it. So, like, if I took 6 balls and just ripped them out in one go, would I get one warning, or would I get a warning, a point, and a game?
I think it's one, and I know
Right?
that because I played a doubles final, and in between sets, the guy hit all 4 balls.
Right?
They were getting all digits.
So I think
I wish that would have been warning, point,
game match.
yeah.
It just won. Interesting.
So I think that there should be specific punishments for specific actions. So there should be no like judgment of the chair umpire and then somebody hit somebody with a ball and it's okay because it wasn't that hard or whatever. I think like in basketball, if you slam the ball and it goes over your shoulder, it's a whatever.
But I think they already kind of have that. Like
they don't.
Like, yeah, because like if you break a racket, I think it's an automatic like code or something.
No, it's
because
a warning.
I've done it before where like I bounce a racket. This is the old me, by the way. I don't do this anymore. But like I bounced a racket and I heard a crack, but I kept it in my hand and played the next point with it, and then I changed it out.
I think getting fined for breaking rackets is the most ridiculous thing.
It's your racket, yeah.
Like
why?
But if you
hurt
like, the court or the
you can damage the court.
Well, then if I damage the court, then we can talk about it. But like if you just break the racket,
like if you snap it over your knee.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel does it really damage the court? I feel like I've never seen like crazy damage to a court because
I've seen a little bit of damage, and I've seen someone get in trouble for it at the academy.
I
But
take
I'm
it
not
back
gonna,
in that case.
I'm not gonna get into that because that might anyway. But what I'm saying,
we'll edit that part out.
What I'm saying is that in tennis, it's either you get a warning and they escalate one by one, or you get disqualified. I think that there should be, if I break my racket, it should be an automatic point, for example. Or if I curse or something, it should be.
But what if I did what I just said? Like, crack my racket, no one really realizes I play a point or two, then I go to changeover and switch out my racket.
But there are fouls in basketball all the time people don't see, and it's okay. If you get away with it, you get away with it. I'm just saying that I don't think that it makes sense that we can do things that vary on severity like crazy, and it's either a warning or disqualified. I think that we should jump the game. Like if you say F you to whoever off the court and that's deemed so bad in tennis, it should be an automatic you lose that game or whatever. I think there should be like it should be very clear what earns what punishment.
So instead of every act up is just warning, and then the next act up is a point, and the next act up is a...
Because not all act ups are the same. Because if I take 6 balls right now and rip them out the court, I think you're being a bit of a nuisance. You should get disqualified. You're done. You're being an idiot.
Because now we have to wait for people to go get new balls.
We have to go get new balls, do all this stuff.
So
get off the court.
You're gonna have rules of like, you hit 1 ball out, it's this, 2 balls out is this, 4 balls out, 6 balls out.
Yes.
You're gonna have to write so many rules.
But that's how it is in basketball. Like it's like a rule book, and it's like clear what is what.
Yeah, okay.
And I just think that makes more sense.
What made you think of this?
I was watching basketball highlights, and it was like somebody got like a flagrant, and I was like, why is it in tennis that we can do anything we want and it's just a warning? Unless you hit somebody or you say you're cheating to the ref, you're on his side, and you disqualified.
If you say that, you get disqualified?
Yeah, I think you can't.
If you say you're siding with this person, automatic disqualification?
I think so. I think you can't.
Because I've played many tournaments where I've seen that happen and there's no disqualification. No.
When Hunter Reese melted down that time, and he was like cursing at the referee, he got disqualified, right?
Yeah, that was
but he straight up told the ref,
said like, yeah, fuck you. And which
like,
I think
that's fair. That's fair.
What's fair? Oh, the disqualification.
Yeah.
I thought you tell the ref it was fair. That's never fair, bro.
But people scream wild stuff all the time, and it's just warning, hey, watch it. When they know that it's crazy, they shouldn't be saying that.
That's true.
I feel like there should be like a very clear structure to those things.
ITF, if you're listening, you're not.
Take notes.
You're not listening.
And last week we had on Liam Draxel, just doing very well, by the way. Thank you for listening, watching, subscribing, all that good stuff. Do that here too, also. Comment, all that. Roy's a great guy.
Guys, actually, what helps our algorithm a lot, comments and likes. So make sure if you're not doing that
notification bell when you know, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
Turn that on.
Do you know why that is?
so they get notified when we drop an
Yeah,
episode?
so that the notification comes up. But yeah, you can do that. You can ring the notification bell as well if you want. But like for engagement purposes, especially we are a small channel, so it helps a lot if you like and comment. And even if you feel generous and want to share with other people you think will enjoy it. But at the bare minimum, if you like and comment, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah. But anyway, Liam is like a crazy competitor. Like if you see his name next to yours in the draw, you know it's gonna be a long day, win or lose. So they were having a discussion off cameras about who were like the top 5 dogs on tour. But I want to know, is there like any doubles players who are like, these guys are competitors, whereas like it's kind of intimidating or it's gonna be an annoying match? You know they're gonna stand all close to the line and try to get in your head and do all this stuff, or that doesn't
Oh,
really
there are a
exist
lot
in
of
doubles?
those guys.
Uh-huh.
There are a lot of those guys. But like Draxler is different though, because I would say he's that way in doubles as well. But like he reminds me of how like people describe Rafa to be at the French, or like how Jake described Novak to be about like his energy before the match. You feel like it's heavier,
Yeah.
you know? I think Draxler kind of had that, like just seeing him at tournaments warming up. Like also we talked about it with Ben Locke about the like the way people see you in the locker room, you know, he kind of has that where it's like what you described. He's already in people's brain before he even plays the match, you know. I don't know if they have that many of those guys in doubles, but they're definitely people where you know like they're gonna be doing shit that's gonna annoy you, stand in different positions, or like.
You have any names?
For me, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because like I feel like I haven't played like because you're constantly changing the teams and challengers.
Okay.
You don't see the same team all the time.
Yeah,
Whereas on
exactly.
tour, like
you see like
it's
the
always
individual
the same teams.
people.
Maybe they can say better, but like you know, like I feel like every tournament you play, if you play in South America, totally different teams.
So-
Europe, totally different teams.
Do you ever see one guy playing with a certain player and he acts a certain way, and he plays with a different player and he acts a different way? So like a player can be a different personality based on who his partner is, or not really.
Yeah, for sure. I think. Yeah, probably I'm that way. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are like that
Yeah.
way because you gel differently with different
Different
people. You
people.
have like different vibe, you know, like
Would I think about it like the little in between things? Like for example, Hans. When I played Hans, like every single time we talked about this on the other episodes. Every time he, like, have you seen this or no? Whenever he's the service partner, he runs down the middle of the court.
yeah, he
and
goes
then
like I and then goes
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a fake.
yeah, exactly. Like, every single point, you know.
Yeah.
So, but little things like that, or like stand in different positions, or like they're definitely people who play those little games more
The
than other
little mind
people.
games.
Yeah. But it didn't really annoy me. It was just like
You just notice
I
it.
noticed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think those things annoy me that much, really.
Okay.
Because like
Especially if it's consistent.
bro, if I'm bouncing the ball, I'm about to serve, and I see someone jumping around, and then it's happened to me a few times where if I do it with enough confidence and I kind of smirk, like look at this idiot jumping around.
He feels insecure.
Yeah, he feels like, oh
Damn,
shit,
bro, you're
and then I'm gonna
intimidating
fuck.
people.
Ooh.
If I give him like one of my smirks,
like you kind of do that. You kind of
usually they
like.
withdraw.
If he catches my eye, he's done.
But it takes like a strong character to know that
doing
they're
it.
doing this, and then they keep doing it. And like even if it doesn't work, like you just keep doing it. You know, it takes strong people to keep doing that shit.
Or
So,
idiots.
you think? I don't think so, bro.
Like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is the definition of being an idiot. No.
yeah, I guess, but like
Insanity.
eventually it's gonna work. Like it works more than you just standing like this, getting ready to return. You know,
Yeah.
they're kicking every ball to my back, and I'm standing like this. How about I
Yeah.
fucking stand like this? Good luck. You know.
I don't know. I can't really think of anyone
Specifically.
off the top of my head that like, you know, like is in anyone's head type of thing, or is like this
Yeah.
guy, or like you hate to see across the net. Like
I wonder if that probably happens more at the top, like because the teams
for
play
sure.
each other
Yeah.
more often. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
probably.
same handful of teams that you
Yeah.
just see, and those guys know their games so well, like each other's
Yeah.
games, and they know their partners so well. Like
And for sure, there are people I think like they're like, oh man, this guy's a dickhead, but like not anyone that's like, oh man, his energy is crazy. Like I don't want to play
Yeah.
him or anything like that.
especially in
I-
doubles,
I
like, how crazy
swear-
can people get?
I swear Roy has like a crazy presence, because there was a tournament that he won that he only played one match.
There is, yeah.
And he won
it was a
people are
challenge.
just so
Two.
scared they back out.
Two matches. Oh, sorry.
Two matches.
Can we talk about that, by the way, for a
Sure,
little
yeah.
bit? Like,
yeah, let's talk about it.
So
Let's talk about it.
you couldn't wait to talk
He
about
leaned in.
challenge a champion, by the way.
Yeah,
We were texting that
No?
week, and
Alright.
Noah and I were fighting through a 15 to get 15 points.
Yeah.
And you were just cakewalking through a 50 to get all 50. So what was going through
Yeah.
your mind in those moments? I guess for the people who don't know, if you can I guess talk about that for a little bit.
Should I just like explain the whole situation?
Sure, if you want, yeah.
Like
beginning to end. Yeah.
So I started playing.
That's how a story goes normally.
Yeah, so we won our first round. We won second round. Then in the semis, we were gonna play one Argentinian guy, one guy from Uruguay. I think the guy from Uruguay was sick or he lost in singles, like whatever, you know, I don't know. But he withdrew because he was sick.
Sick of that week for sure.
Yeah,
ready to go.
Sick of tennis. Yeah. No, like really good player. Like it would have been a tough match. Like I think we could have won anyways. But yeah, so we got to walk over there. And then in the final, we were supposed to play two guys. One guy, as I said, I play for Israel flag. One of the guys plays for Lebanon. And like the situation was that basically, I guess the federation doesn't allow Lebanese players to step on the court against Israeli guys. Like it's happened in other sports, like in world championships, like not just Lebanon, I think like Tunisia as well and some other.
But not just tennis, like
other, and other things as well. So so basically it was like a political like walkover, which I mean, personally I think like is so silly. Like it definitely doesn't hurt me. Like it just hurts the player. And I'm sure that he was not like, had nothing to do with it. Like I'm sure he wanted to play. His partner was American, like probably also wanted to play for his partner. But yeah, so it was crazy because like I was watching their match, the semis in my hotel. Like they were in the third, and like in the back of my mind, like I kind of know that if they win, I won the tournament.
In the back of my mind.
In the front of your mind.
When we heard the story last night, it was a little different.
No. So like I'm watching the laptop, and like they, you know, the team like the team that withdrew to me in the final, like they miss a ball and they start like, you guys doing
in the back of my mind.
Yes. Yeah, they win the match. I just fall down on the floor.
Celebrating the title in the hotel room.
No, but yeah, it was crazy. It was like a bit like, it was kind of like bittersweet in some way because obviously you want to win the last point, but yeah, at the same time, like you take it, you know, like I'll play my next final full out, all good, you know, like.
Were you getting messages from other people that week?
About
your title?
Yeah, I was actually getting like some, I mean, maybe this is just me like projecting like insecurities or something, but like I feel like I was getting like some messages from people like
backhanded
congratulating me, but yeah, you know, they're like also like, yeah, lucky. Of course it's lucky, you know, but yeah, I felt some backhanded
meanwhile this man is sending me voice messages, good luck in your final today.
Yeah, because I knew that you were mad, so I was like, yeah, bro, hey, good luck in the final. I know. How many points is it if you win? Yeah.
Good luck in your little tournament today.
What did you say yesterday? I might lose another final, but let me get this one first. Let me just get this one under the bed.
Yeah, I guess, you know, take it.
Yeah,
of course.
But it happens. I think.
But I think it is the craziest. Like,
Kareem told me, I laughed. He told me that he played a match that he shouldn't have, and he said he woke up the next morning with like thousands of DMs.
Really?
Yeah, thousands of DMs.
There was like no ceremony, like
he couldn't go back home or something, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Wow. Some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's so dumb, like the amount of like politics in sports, like that. I mean, no need to go into it, but I think it just hurts the athletes, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It doesn't like, it's done to like disrespect me or like not recognize like Israel or whatever by that country, but who does it hurt? You know, like I get the points. I'm happy that I won, and it hurts the athlete. So
yeah. And sure. Israel has no issue with you playing the match.
No,
nothing.
Like we play. Like you just want to. Maybe like you feel worse if you lose, you know, because you want to beat. Maybe there's that extra factor that you want to win because like there's conflict or whatever. But yeah, you always play. Like there's no withdrawing. Yeah. And
then on a different topic though. The last time we were together in Romania, like you said, it was a little bit of a dark period.
Yeah.
Now, a couple months later, we're shouting at each other, competing. Like, absolutely
locked in. Locked in.
Locked in. You know,
December 8th.
Impenetrable.
No crowd. Nobody's out there.
6-all. It's like 3-2 in cross-court volley games. I'm telling him this is when I play my best. Right now. This is what I play my best.
This is what I live for. These are the moments I live for.
So how did you turn that around? What went through your mind to turn that around? Did you get help from anyone or like what happened?
I had like a really bad period to end the year. I would say like from August until now, like I didn't make, like I got to like 270 something, which was my career high. And then I was thinking like, I have nothing to defend really. And I was thinking, man, if I just play solid, I'm going to finish well within like the goals that I set myself for the year. and then I went full radio silence in terms of results. And I was like, I had like, different things going on. Like I was kind of like contemplating quitting because I just like, I wasn't sure, like, can I break through? Like, where am I going with this? There was like other pressures. Like, I don't know if you guys feel this or not, but like my friends at home, they're not tennis players. So like they have jobs, girlfriends, like stability, all these things. And you go home and like you see it and you're like, what am I doing with my life? Like I'm grinding for this dream, and like, is it even possible? And all these things. So I was like, everything was like kind of piling up. And then the results obviously were not going because I wasn't working as hard. I was just like not into it, And lucky enough, actually, I've worked a lot with Damon Valentino, which is he's provided by the PTPA. It's free for all players. So if you play, if you have an ATP point, you can access him. He's a sports psychologist. Like I think it's.
I was gonna make a joke just now, but like it's the wrong time.
No, please do it.
I was gonna say you said as long as you have an ATP point. If you have no ATP point, don't message him.
Keep grinding.
Good luck.
You get it one day.
Get your stripes. No, but
I have one left, so I might need it. What's his number? Let me get that after the podcast.
No, but I've worked with him as well. Like,
I think it's like such a good. I mean, I don't know who runs the PTPA and like who funds it or whatever, but I mean it's an unbelievable resource. So like same way you do fitness, you work on tennis, like I think it's really important. And just like over time I think I just kind of shifted my perspective, like realized that kind of like it's up to us to see like the positive things, like the joy in different environments and stuff. Like you can be here in Huamantla thinking like, man, like I played so shit that I have to play 15Ks now to farm some points, and you can have that mentality, or you can be like, man, I get to compete, like we're in the freaking mountains of Mexico.
Gratitude,
like it's like it's cool. Like for some people this would be like the highlight of their year, going to Mexico City or like getting to be in Mexico. Like it's
underrated to be here. Super underrated.
100%. I have friends who like one trip would be the highlight of the year, and we get to travel all the time. So I think it's totally up to us, like to kind of, we give meaning to the moments. And then once I started honing in on that, like I feel like even though my results haven't, like if you look on Resultina, it's not like I've popped off or anything, but
you look on the Sofa Score.
The chat on Sofa Score guys are don't bet on this guy. No, but I think like once I realized that, and also with help from others, like I think I've definitely, I don't know, you told me that you can notice the change, and I feel like I feel much more positive regardless of the results. And that's the way, like if you're gonna travel every week and you're like suffering and torturing yourself because you're not making results, like that's just not sustainable, like
exactly
general, right?
That was actually very deep and well said.
Sorry to get vulnerable. What do you guys want? Want me to say something so you can say
Shall we go back to sitting to pee?
I got some IG questions for you.
Oh, tell me.
Naresh, what's your biggest tip for net game?
For net game, like for dubs or
Gen Z?
I'm not Naresh.
Gen Z.
That was his question. Gen Z.
Eastern
grip. Get good at windshield wipe.
Follow Gen Z dubs. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not hating on it. I gotta try it tomorrow. I'm gonna get some feeds on it.
I'm telling you, like I'm not completely sold, but I will say the match that I played, you hit the ball to them, the ball has gone off the court. So but Naresh, I would not.
But a serious answer, like what would you like? What do you think about? Maybe like, give him one or two of your personal cues to execute good. Can
you please help the audience, please?
I'm trying to think.
Personal cues.
You put me on the spot. I think like, I don't know. This is like in my mind. I feel like
I think like really... I don't know. Like
stop. My first podcast, bro. This is your 85th,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe try to focus on the path of the ball. I see a lot of, because where I practice, there's also a lot of juniors, and I see a lot of juniors just hitting volleys like this, like where's the ball gonna go? You have no idea. If you have like, if you're going like with the path of where you're trying to hit, I hope that's a good tip. I don't know. I wasn't ready to put my coaching hat on. But
Joe, do you have any?
First of all, didn't you? Isn't this what you do sometimes? You do some coaching calls, and now all of a sudden you know how to coach.
Well, it's out of nowhere.
And don't you post like doubles videos on Instagram every week? Like
that's what I'm saying.
No technical though. All tactical. No tactics.
Give him a net game for tactics as a service partner.
Okay.
Service partner. I mean, I think you have to be close. Like you have to be close to the net, and you have to be able to put the ball away at an angle, because if you just keep putting it through the middle, it comes
I will
back.
also say cover the middle more.
For sure, yeah.
Do not hug the singles line. I know people who just start playing doubles, you always see them afraid they hit by their partner serve. They stand way over and they leave the middle of the court open. And that gives the returner so much space. Don't do that. I don't even play doubles, but that's facts.
I got you.
I would say like he doesn't want to say anything with any kind of substance, but I got you. Don't hug the singles line.
Yeah, I think Louis Kaye has this. He's like a legendary dubs coach, and I mean, I've just watched a lot of him, and I think he says something like, "Yeah, you leave the alley open until you get past 2-3 times, and then if the guy can pass you, then you can start making adjustments.
Make him earn it, make him show you,
and stand like uncomfortably close to your partner, like just like close the middle, like hold hands if you need to, like let them try to hit around. Like you just create a big obstacle in the middle of the court and try to make them hit around. And if you guys have to move, like if you hit an angle, let's say to the left side of the court, you guys move as a team and like hold hands, but like move as a team. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yesterday was the first time I heard this. Yeah, when you were telling me,
we get past down the middle. I'm like,
he's
that's
telling me, I'm gonna. Okay, I got you. We're going up. I'm gonna hold your hand.
What are you talking about, bro? Do not touch me. Don't touch me.
Rackets in my hand.
Last IG question is from Stefan Cooper. I'm assuming. How does it feel to lose to Jody and cross-court singles points?
Bro, we played 8 games. I'm up 6-2.
He's talking about energy-wise.
Oh, energy-wise? Just like aura-wise?
Yeah.
It feels terrible. one of my worst losses for sure.
How much better did we get yesterday, though?
We got so much better.
So much better.
So much better.
So ready for my tournament now.
Yeah, Stefan was popping his head out of the, like literally, out, you know, like there's that little toilet window. You just see his head like, yeah, let's go, boys. I'm telling Jody, I think that's his bathroom.
That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. So to end, this segment is brought to you by QUIZLET. We play a game here on this podcast where it's first to 3 correct answers. You shout the answer out. If you get it wrong, he's a chance to rebut. Then you can both try one more time. If you're both wrong again, move on to the next question.
You see how calm I am right now?
Yeah.
You see this calm and
this
confident?
This is when I play my best.
This calm and confident look I have. I'm defending champion right now.
All right.
You won the last one?
I did. You don't follow us on Instagram?
Liam. I thought that you had like a bad streak going.
Not anymore. It's broken now.
Nice. Posted this morning actually, but it's okay.
Shout out to Liam Draxler, by the way.
You're not scared of him. You're not a dog in this game. All right. Question number 1. Who am I? I'm going to give you facts about somebody's career, and you're going to guess whenever you can. Career high, number 3. One of the best backhands in tennis history.
Stan.
No.
I tried it.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, now,
now what?
You both answered once. I'm going to keep giving the clues.
And we can just keep shouting out answers now.
You can answer one more time.
That was a tactical flaw from you.
One more time. He beat Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic in the same tournament.
Nalbandian.
Yes.
I'm a beast, man. I'm a machine. This is when I play my best.
Okay.
Right now.
That's okay. I started down 1-0 last game too. Santoro!
Yeah, that was epic, right?
That's what I just tried to do. It didn't work.
Yeah, you tried to get it back. Yeah. Okay, number 2. In the men's singles ranking, who is the current world number 3?
Zverev.
No.
Novak?
No.
Alcaraz.
Yes. Damn. 1-1.
I don't need to play my best to beat Roy.
What is the largest continent by landmass?
Africa?
No. That's number 2.
You know what the continent is, Roy?
Yeah, I know.
Take your time, buddy.
By landmass?
Yes.
Oh, I have to answer now.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can say you don't know. Then I can just shout out the next answer, which is going to be the correct one.
North America?
It's Asia.
It is Asia. 2-1, Jody McGinley.
Yeah, that was tough. I should know that. Right? I'm technically from Asia.
How many sides does an octagon have?
8.
Oh, bro. I was literally about to say it.
Roy, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, too good.
It's been a pleasure.
That was tough.
Guys, look. Let me tell you what I don't appreciate. I don't appreciate what y'all say about me in the Instagram comments talking about, oh, Jody must know the answers to the question. Look.
Bro, you've had like 30 reps in this game already. It's my first time.
What do you mean? It's general knowledge. You don't know the size of the continent that you are born in.
This is when I play my best.
This is what I play.
That was my best. That was actually my best.
Wasn't good enough.
No, but Roy.
North America was a bad shot.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But hey, I'm on a real hot streak, folks. Hey, you know, also,
It's gonna get real ugly out here.
who's next? Who's next on this podcast? Next. Someone else come.
Maybe that's how you get the big guys. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Someone
nobody's
else
just
come.
gonna be like,
We're trying to get
this
some
one.
big guests. If you know any big guests, send them our way.
Yeah, DM them and or
Um,
get in their comments.
But yeah, before we roll, everybody, like, again, just not to hop on it too long, but like, again, for the engagement, if you can do us a solid like and comment, say whatever you want. Just drop a little love down below. Roy, thank you so much for coming, bro. It was fun.
Yeah. that was
Longer
sick. Thanks for-
episode
thanks
than
for
normal.
having
You
me.
talk a lot, huh?
A lot of
Yeah,
fun.
sorry.
And he's got a
Try to edit everything I say.
We'll cut it down to 45 minutes.
he's got a good business mind as well. So maybe on part 2, season
Part
3,
two,
we'll get into some
Looking forward to it.
business stuff as tennis players.
Yeah.
See what
Yeah.
we can do.
And if
Sure.
you guys are actually curious about some tennis content, follow Roy's Instagram. We'll have it in the description
Yeah,
down below.
somewhere.
Oh, we'll have it right here. We can do that now. Hold it, Roy. Hold it.
Please follow.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.
One love.